I'm Glenn Freeman for Morningstar, and I'm joined today by Johannes Faul, Morningstar equity analyst. Johannes, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Glenn.
Now, Johannes, just firstly, when is Amazon due to start trading inside Australia? We've heard various media reports about it just lately.
Well, they're tipped to start trading this Thursday, as you just mentioned. And obviously, that's the first day they'll be trading, so they'll be starting from zero, pretty much in Australia. And it will take a number of years for them to have a significant impact, in our view, on the existing retailers. Our view of Amazon is really, Amazon is more of a symptom of what's happening, and that's consumers migrating online. And Amazon just captures that consumer very well. So in our view, Amazon's going to capture a lot of the online retail sales. So in 5 years' time, we think they'll be close to a fifth of the online sales and up to 2% of the Australian retail sales in total. So it'll take some time, though, to get there. It'll take 5 years. So in the very near term, obviously, it'll have an impact on investor sentiment, but in our view, less so on the actual sales figures of the incumbent retailers.
And which Australian companies do you think will be most affected by the entry of Amazon?
Well, when we think about stocks which will be impacted, we have a look at which categories, which sectors within retail have the highest penetration. When we talk about online penetration, we mean what percentage of sales are already being sold through the online channel. And consumer electronics, as well as sales in department stores, has a very high online penetration. So we expect those categories to be impacted quite significantly, whereas other categories such as food, the penetration is much less, so it's around 3%. So even if Amazon rolls out their fresh offering in Australia, the impact on the sales of the big two supermarkets will be quite manageable in our view, at least in the near term.
And is this another front in something of a perfect storm for Australian retailers?
You're absolutely right in saying that the very near term, the next 12 months don't look very flash due to exactly those factors and those headwinds. So in that instance, in the near term, it doesn't look as great as it could be. But we're much more concerned with that long-term outlook and also the strategies that the retailers in Australia implement to react and to adapt to the new environment. And therefore, we find it very important for retailers to invest in their online platforms or their omni-channel capabilities, as they're very often referred to, and grow their sales online. And in our view, that's their best defense, against a competitor such as Amazon or any other pure online player, and also capturing sales growth going forward. Because in our view, going back to our initial statement, really is that the consumer will move more and more online in terms of where they spend their money.
And lastly, are Australian retailers as worried by the entry of Amazon as Australian press reports would indicate? And in your view, should they be?
Yeah, you know what? I think that there's no retailer that we know that's oblivious of the fact, that Amazon's coming. And again, they have strategies in place, and they thought about it, internally for many months, if not years. Amazon had announced in April that it was coming to Australia, but it had been rumored for much longer that it would come to our shores. So I think that the retailers know what's coming their way, and now it really depends on how they implement their strategies and how successful their strategies will be in Australia. In terms of, from an investor standpoint, how much is priced in, we've seen retail stocks retreat quite significantly. Again, in categories where we have high online penetration, and again, that's where we have concerns predominantly. We've seen those shares pull back quite a bit. So a fair amount of the news flow and the negativity is priced in. However, it's going to play out over a very long period of time. And if Amazon is as successful in Australia as it has been in the US, there might be more pain to come. But again, this will take years to play out.
Thanks for your time today, Johannes.
Thanks for having me, Glenn.
I'm Glenn Freeman from Morningstar, and thanks for watching.
Any advice in this video is general advice prepared by Morningstar without reference to your financial objectives, situation, or needs. You should consider the advice in light of these matters and any relevant product disclosure statement before making any decision to invest.